Welcome back to Chrono Trigger after that abysmal fight with Ozzy.
Which could have been prevented, by the way. Well,
We're going to my favorite boss fight in the entire game.
man, fuck those bats.
It really reminds me of Castlevania for this point, especially this scene right here.
Yeah. I don't know, the flames kind of remind me of Super Metroid.
Super Metroid, really?
Yeah, the part where you get where you meet with Fantoon.
I guess. And probably the second best animated cutscene in this entire game, next to when Frog gets the Masamune.
Can I stab it?
The budget ran out. Toriyama could only afford to draw Frog and Magus. You could have at least drawn Chrono in there.
Yeah, considering he is required in this point in this point in the game.
So here's Magus, and this is pretty much the best fight in this entire game, in my opinion.
Ha! I see what you did
could
there, Magus.
Oh, you could so tell that Toriyama just put Vegeta's personality into Magus here.
I would say it's Woolsey who put that personality there.
I don't know. I think if you play the 3DS version, if you play the DS version, I think he still has Vegeta's condescending attitude.
Yeah, I can't really remember that well.
I never played the DS version, but I would assume that Magus's personality is very much the same. He's just a pompous ass because he has every right to be, because he's, super powerful and shit. And this is also the first time where a boss battle has their own unique theme, and Magus's theme kicks fucking ass.
Of course.
So the way this battle works is Magus has a lot of magic defense, but you have the Masamune, which cuts his magic defense in half every time you hit him with it. It's only temporary, it never really states when it goes back to normal, but as long as Frog is always hitting him, then his magic defense is going to get lowered. And here's the gimmick. He has a magic barrier. He's kind of like the Jokers that we were fighting on the way up here. He has different magic barriers based on which element he's attacking with. So right now, only water can damage him. This is why you have Frog in your party as a permanent member.
It's kind of funny that like the element that he's attacking with is the one he's weak to.
Well, it's a barrier. So basically, like, he'll use a spell, and that tells you what he can be damaged by. You can use physical attacks on him, but it won't do shit.
For the most part, unless you're using the Masamune, but that's only for the magic defense.
Yeah, so if anyone's using a physical attack on him, it should be Frog. And I got lucky that the first thing I attacked with was fire, because if I had damaged him before, then I would have just healed all the damage I did, and the battle would have basically just started over. If you have that's one of the reasons why I have Luca in my party right now instead of Marl, because worst case scenario, he changes his barrier to Shadow, and nobody has Shadow magic anyway.
Yeah, and then not to mention, wait, what was I going to go with? Like, just about all of Magus's attacks are like they attack your entire party, except for like maybe his physical attack.
Yeah. So essentially, you'll go into this battle being prepared for lightning and water magic. So having Marl is kind of being like, okay, we already have the water magic. The only reason you'd have her is if you think that her healing is better than Frog's at this point, which, for all intents and purposes, she probably does have stronger healing magic at this point.
Yeah.
but I always go in with Luca just because of the off chance he's going to attack with fire.
Not to mention, you already do have Frog's heal, so...
True. And this can be a really hard fight because, well, here you go. Like,
His fire.
not only that, but all of Magus uses Fire 2, Ice 2, and Lightning 2.
And certain attacks that are Shadow, but of course we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean, he has Shadow Magic too, but if he's using the elements that you have, they're always the higher level spells that you usually don't have at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I have Lightning 2, that's just because you get Lightning 2 really early on.
Right.
But if you grind for Fire 2 at this point, then you're over-leveled. Because you should not have Fire 2 at this point.
Oh, wait, his Shadow attacks only do to target one person.
Yeah, but they're his strongest spells.
Yeah. Well, that would be a thing to happen. Or it's understandable.
I mean, like, his Shadow Magic right there did more damage than Fire 2 did to my whole party, so... I mean, and yes, they have this thing where group targeting spells they spread the damage out between targeted members, but still. And this is his worst one, Geyser, because now we're slowly losing HP, and that can be really devastating when he does stuff like this.
Yeah.
If you got some of the elemental armors that you could have bought earlier that sort of cut elemental damage in half, it can kind of help. But typically you don't have that many sets of armors to use. So you kind of just have to rely on the hope that he uses an element that, like this, like if it's an element that your character has, it'll do less damage because it's their element, usually.
Yeah, somewhat.
Sorry that I'm talking over this amazing music, though. This is probably my favorite theme in the entire game. But yeah, if we're going off of Toriyama stuff, like I forgot he wasn't weak to fire. That was my bad. Magus is kind of a combination. His character design's kind of a combination of Vegeta and, I guess, Supreme Kai.
I would say Vegeta and Piccolo.
Well, he's got Piccolo's ears, Vegeta's face, and he's got Supreme Kai's hair. well, Kaio Shin.
You know what we mean.
Kibito Shin. Like his fusion form. But when I originally did this, I named him Vegeta because he's fucking Vegeta. Okay, and this is how you know he's almost dead. When he's risking casting a spell, beat the shit out of him and make sure you have at least 200 HP. Because he's going to be using the strongest shadow magic in the game, and that can kill you really fast.
Yep. Now, also, I should mention this. If I remember correctly, Magus's HP in this fight is 6666.
Yep. Because...
Evil.
because evil, right? But when it says that he's... there is another upside.
Yeah, once
he does that.
Yeah, once he does that, he doesn't have any elemental defense, or rather, like he
drops the elemental barriers, so you can just
wail.
Beat the shit out of him with any spell you want. So at this point, I would recommend using dual techs between Chrono and whoever you decided to bring, and just keep Frog on heal.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna use the strongest shadow spell. There.
Dark Matter.
Dark Matter. Strongest shadow spell in the game, and if you have less than 300 HP, you're dead.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. And keep in mind, I have armor that kind of that gives me some magic defense. Some, mind you. But yeah, as long as your HP stays above 300, you'll be fine. But he can easily one-shot your whole party with Dark Matter, and that's all he's going to use for the rest of the fight now.
Yep. So keep healed up, please.
The downside to this is pretty much that means either Frog or Marl is going to be permanent healing duty for the rest of this fight.
Yeah, but at this point, like you said, it's near the end anyway.
I mean, you can have Frog lower his I don't think the Masamune lowers his magic defense anymore because he's just constantly spamming dark matter. But it's safer to I mean, I decided to do it because I have pretty much full HP for everyone, but it's safer to basically just have Frog spam healing for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, and like right now, you attacked with the Masamune. It didn't say anything about cutting his magic defense.
No, but I mean, Frog does decent damage because, hero metal and all.
Yep.
But this is the point where the battle can kind of drag a little bit, unfortunately, because it's basically the same thing. You just keep beating him up and then have Frog heal every time he uses Dark Matter. Although the thing is, I think Dark Matter does more I think you take more damage from Dark Matter each time he uses it.
Eesh.
Just a little bit more.
So if you let it drag on for too long before you can actually beat him,
it starts doing it'll start getting to the point where it does 300 damage instead of 200, and it's gonna kill you.
Yeah, it'll probably reach to the point that it'll one-shot everybody.
But at that point, he should be dead first, so...
Yeah, the game's just telling you, alright, you're a bit on a time limit, you could make it, but don't dawdle.
I could be completely wrong, but it looks like the second time... It looked like that time that he used it, it did slightly more damage than the first time. Maybe I'm wrong.
If we could see it happen a third time, then I could probably confirm that, but I don't know if you...
Yeah, I'm also kind of getting unlucky that Chrono's not getting as many critical hits as he should be. Let's see, he's gonna use it again. So he did about 200 damage to me last time. Let's see if it does at least...
No, like closer to like 270, I think.
Yeah, so he's gonna use it again.
If we can even see it again.
Unless I finish him off right here.
I can't.
No.
I don't know, so...
Oh, maybe Frog will kill him here and we won't get to see it.
Yep, he did.
Nope, I beat him.
Hooray, justice!
Doesn't matter, though. I mean, point is just basically every couple of turns, make sure Frog is casting heal. Otherwise, you're gonna die. That is my favorite fight in the entire game. Just because of... It's the first fight where the game expects you to start strategizing. Because you can't just spam attacks, otherwise Magus is gonna kill you. And yes, Magus's theme is probably my favorite song in the game. So. Oh great, now we got plot.
It's like, I only summoned him. Ah, fuck, I didn't mean to wake him up, though, even though I was trying to.
So, plot twist. Magus was not the one to create Lavos, he just summoned him earlier than he was supposed to. So apparently at this point in time, Magus was going to call Lavos to fight him himself, and he gets killed. And that's how Magus dies in the original time. He summons Lavos and gets his ass kicked.
Which I assume caused the end of the war?
I guess we were supposed to imply that the whole war was basically just Magus trying to kill Lavos, and that didn't go very well because apparently Lavos ends up killing Magus anyway.
To be fair, it is Lavos, so...
I mean, yeah, I mean, he doesn't realize how strong Lavos really is, so you can't really blame him for dying.
So, as far as I know, though, it implying that Lavos kills Magus also implies that Magus's death at the hands of Lavos caused the end of the war.
Oh no, we're slipping back into... Oh god, no, it's Bravely Default all over again. Shit! Oh no, it's not exactly the same, thank god. Wait, Morrow, what the hell? No, it is Bravely Default. We're starting back over again.
Can't keep sponging off my dad. Go out and get a job. But killing monsters is my job. It brings in all the money.
Chrono. God damn it. Okay, only people that have played Bravely Default will get that reference. But oh no, we're back here again.
I just imagine Chrono waking up. Oh, I had the most wonderful dream. But you were there, and you were there.
You were there. I almost died. Oh. Well, apparently Magus sent us back to the prehistoric era.
Well, I wouldn't say Magus. I think it was Lavos. It's implied that.
Yeah, well, Lavos. For Islet? No. Oh, poor frog.
Blue hair one more tasty?
Oh, God.
Like, well, we lost him.
Fuck. Okay, so we got sent back to the prehistoric era, and Magus got sent somewhere. I guess we'll figure out where he went later.
Yeah, as long as he's not trying to summon Lavos again. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, he could be dead. I doubt he's dead.
That'd be nice.
I doubt it, though. Oh. Well, maybe something bad did happen. Oh, God. The forest is on fire.
Northwood.
Shit.
Burning.
So maybe Lavos... Well... So maybe Lavos already woke up in this... Crap.
Yeah.
Maybe Lavos exists here, too. Maybe he followed us here.
Yeah, I think he'd had better things to do, like waiting until 1999 to destroy everything.
Well, why is he waiting? We don't know why he's waiting till 1999 to blow stuff up. And now that we know that Magus can summon him, and that other people can summon him, that means he can wake up at any point. Maybe he woke up now.
Nah.
We'll
blame the dinosaurs.
I mean, what killed the dinosaurs?
Me!
Ah, shit. But anyway, so yeah, apparently the entire time we were going to fight Magus, Magus wasn't really trying to take over the world. He was trying to summon Lavos so that he could kill him.
Or something like that.
Considering Magus almost kicked our ass, I think he might have been able to take Lavos. I don't know. We haven't actually fought him yet. All we know is that Lavos destroys the future in 1999.
This your fault. I blame woman.
Oh, here we go again. Why is it always everyone else's fault?
I blame all but me.
Damn right, we're still gonna fight. I mean, have you seen the fact that Ayla has more attack power than anyone on my party right now, except for possibly Frog and maybe Chrono? Give dactyls, damn it.
Yes, Isla won't die bad. No, I'm kidding.
I always forget that they actually flat out reference death in this game. I thought Woolsey would have gotten rid of that in translation.
It's kind of hard to avoid mentioning death, where considering.
I mean, like, not flat out mention death, and you know what I mean. Not next to mention kind of dubbing, but just like.
Well, they've already mentioned that like Marl ceased to exist. I mean, from there it's like.
Yeah, but that's my point. That's my point, though. Like, they do reference death, but they never. But around this time, they never Square would never explicitly say the word death or die. They would always use something else to kind of cover that up. I mean, we already know what it really means. We already knew it means death, but to get around people complaining, they would say something that's kind of saying you die without actually saying die. You know what I mean?
I would say just say death or whatever the hell. I mean, I know it's already too late at that point, but hey, don't treat the people playing the game like idiots.
I'm not saying that they're treating like death doesn't exist. I'm saying they're censoring it to, like, we know what death is, but we don't explicitly say death because kids are smart enough to know what we're actually talking about, kind of thing. Think like Mario RPG, where they say destroy instead of die. You know destroy means die, but they never explicitly say die or kill. That kind of thing. Like I said, not like next dimension kind of dubbing. But anyway, now we've got our... But now we're going to kind of throw Lavos in... We're kind of going to throw the plot with Lavos behind us for a little bit, because we still got... We never really did finish off the Reptites the last time we were here. We kind of just ignored that they existed.
Yeah, we got what we wanted from them.
Well, I mean... We knew the Reptites were being jerks, but we went to the Reptite lair... Pretty much told Azala to cut that shit out and then left.
Pretty much.
So apparently after all that happened, the Reptites decided to say, well, fuck that, now we're going to attack. And now everyone's kind of pissed at Ayla for that. Also, now that we're back, you can get new items in the trade shop. Specifically items for Frog, because Frog wasn't here the first time we came here.
Cool.
It's like, hey, you know that Masamune that's like the most powerful blade in the game, that's supposed to be the most powerful sword in the world that can stop Magus? Oh, here's a different sword that's better than it.
Yeah, every RPG ever.
So all that time and effort we put into making the Masamune, and we're just gonna throw it away 2 minutes later.
Yep. Man, you know,
hey,
you know how RPGs work. It's like
I know. I will say, though, do not sell the Masamune. Keep it for the rest of the game.
I don't even think you can sell the Masamune.
You probably can't. Now that I think about it. Never mind. Forget I said that. But anyway, so yeah, you can get new weapons for everybody. The armor is still the same. So if you really want, you can get stone helms for Frog, but you should have better armor by this point, so you don't need to get stone helms. But you can get new weapons for everyone, including Robo, so do that. Thankfully, I grinded the shit out of those items the first time I came here, so I don't have to do it again. Because I really don't want to go back to the hunting grounds and fight another new. Those take forever. Also, be sure to, if you haven't beaten Specchio's second form yet, try not to level yourself up too much. Be sure to fight him before you get to level 30.
Yeah, well, you're like halfway there.
Yeah. At this point, you actually can go back to the end of time and fight Specchio again if you really want to. They don't say that you can't leave. They never say that, but you can leave by just going through Mystic Mountains again like you did the first time.
Yeah.
And like I said, I recommend you do that because I'm level 25, so by the time I get through the next dungeon, Chrono's going to be level 30. So unless I skip everything and just fight the boss, but then I'd probably die. So yeah, if you haven't fought Specchio's second form yet, I would recommend going back and fighting him now. Especially since by this point, everyone should have their level 2 spells, so you should be able to take him out pretty easily. Should. I could be completely wrong, because sometimes Specchio can be a dick.
Yeah, I would assume at this point he probably has the second level spells himself.
Well, he gets the second level spells when he gets to his second form, and it's been a while, so every 10 levels, Specchio changes his form. So from level 1 to 9, he has level 1 spells. From level 10 to 19, he gets level 1, and around midway through those level ups, he gets level 2 spells. If you're fighting his level 20 to 29 is third tier spells. Level 40 to 49 is same thing, but he just has his stats are doubled. And then his final form, you can't fight him until you're level 99, and then he has everyone's best spells, and even at level 99, he can wreck your shit.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Because, I mean, we already saw one of the highest level spells in the game, which was Dark Matter. When you get to level 99, Specchio can use spells like Dark Matter on you, so you're gonna die a lot.
That's right, them goddamn dactyls, man.
Yeah. That's the thing about shadow magic is it's the strongest kind of magic in the game, but there's not that much of it.
To be understandable, since there's not really that many people that can wield it.
Yeah, it's kind of like how it's kind of like how there was supposed to be black magic in Symphonia, but it got cut because there was really only like 4 black spells in the entire game.
Yeah, it's all like, and those same exact spells are just like variations of the light spells.
Yeah, it's just variations of Photon and Holy Lance. So
yeah,
really, you're not missing out on
I
much.
think it's like Dark Sphere and Dark Lance.
Yeah, Dark Sphere and Bloody Lance.
Bloody
or something
Lance.
Like that.
It's like, okay, you could not even try.
I'm just saying, and Magus, and to a lesser extent, Robo are the only 2 characters in the game that use dark magic, so... And I use dark magic loosely with Robo because he's technically not using magic. It's just that his lasers have shadow properties. Anyway, I haven't said shit about these guys, although I think we fought these guys the first time we were here, so it's not really missing anything.
Yeah. Excuse me.
The biggest annoyance is with those cave apes. They can throw those rocks at you, and they really fucking hurt.
Yeah, it's like smacking a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Pretty much. Well, we haven't been here yet, because there wasn't any... We could have come here the first time we were here, but there was no point to it.
Yeah, in my more recent playthrough of Chrono Trigger myself, I came here first, and they're like, oh, right, I should probably not be here.
I mean, you can come here, but then when you get to the top of the mountain, the dactyls aren't there, so there's no point.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you're supposed to chase after Ayla, and she's probably wondering, okay, where the hell did you go? I told you to follow me this way, dumbass. That's one minor annoyance I have with this section of the game is that until you get to the Tyranno lair, you can't actually put Ayla on your team.
Understandable. I mean, like, with the first time you were here, she was just helping you out because Kino was being a jackass, and then he got what he stole from you stolen. So,
but it's like both times you go through this section, you don't have Ayla in your party, so it's like she's missing out on so much experience and tech points.
Don't worry, she'll be in here soon enough.
I know, but it's like she's
Shit!
already missing out. She already is missing out on a lot of stuff because we went through like 2.5 dungeons without her.
I think she gets the experience regardless, but she just isn't getting the tech points yet. Yeah,
which is a shame because she gets some of my favorite attacks in the game. She's freaking amazing. But it's just like, I mean, we'll get her as a permanent party member now that we're back here, but that's not going to happen until, spoilers, when we go back to the Tyranno lair. Which, to be fair, isn't that long of a wait, but it's just like, why can't you be in my party right now?
Because fuck you, that's why.
I mean, I need her in my party to use the dactyls to go to the Tyranno lair anyway. Why not just put her in my party now?
So no time explain. Meet there.
God damn it. It's just one of those minor things that's kind of annoying because then it feels like I have to grind with her then when I shouldn't have to because she should be in my party right now, god damn it.
Yeah, she'll still get it. She just won't get the tech points.
That's the problem. The tech points are
the
tech points are more important than the experience.
Plus, either way, I think she's gonna be required for the upcoming area anyway, just like how Frog was.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, she's gonna be a permanent member when we go through the Tyranno lair anyway, so why not have her in our party right now? I mean, it's not like Frog just magically started joining me the second I walked into Magus's castle.
I think maybe at this point the game was like, okay, we're not gonna try to make you curb stomp every single enemy here, so we're gonna hold off on Isla until you get your bearings back from that Magus boss fight.
My theory is that we used her through this area once before already, but we didn't. That's the point. We were following her through this area the first time, but she wasn't in our party yet. She didn't join our party until we thought the Reptites stole our gate key, too. So it's like, until the Reptites are an official part of the plot, she doesn't join our party. See, she's sitting up there right now. How did you get up here so fast, Ayla?
Well, I think she's also one of the fastest party members in the game. Like, right behind Chrono.
Maybe. I honestly can't remember.
Actually, I do remember, because in my recent playthrough of it, when I went through that whole first time we were here, like, her gauge would fill up almost as fast as Chrono's, maybe even a little faster.
Yeah. Okay, here's the game's excuse for it. She ran off by herself and didn't want us to follow her, but now that we're here, she kind of really didn't have a choice.
She's like, fuck.
It's kind of the same.
It's like, now I have to summon more of them.
It's kind of a rehash of what happened with Magus, where Frog left to go fight Magus by himself, and then when you follow him, he's like, oh, you want to help too? Okay, sure, why not? In fact, it's exactly like that, because now Ayla's permanently in our party.
Pretty much. This whole Tyranno lair is the equivalent of Magus's lair to Frog.
Yeah. And after this dungeon, then you can mix and match your party for the rest of the game, and you'll be fine.
Except for Chrono.
And I guess that could kind of be an annoyance, being that you can only switch 2 characters out at a time, but really it doesn't matter that much. In fact, I never realized that. Oh, another cutscene.
Now we have our flying ship mechanic.
Kind of, sort of, but not really.
Well, it's our first flying ship mechanic, and it's pretty damn good.
Well, spoilers, we do get an actual ship, but we're not going to get it for a little bit longer.
Regardless, this is a good taste of what that'll be like.
True, I guess. So now we have dactyls, and we can go to the Tyranno lair.
Or wherever the fuck we feel like, as long as it's in this time period. And suddenly Specchio.
Yeah, well, I jump cut here because I attempted to fight Specchio's second form in recording, and he kicked my ass. So then I just decided, you know what, fuck it. I showed me fighting him the first time, so the way I'm going to do these recordings now is I'm just going to fight Specchio's forms off screen until I beat him. And that's that. If you don't like that, I apologize, but Specchio gets really fucking annoying to fight, and I don't want to have a part that's just like 10 or 12 minutes of me fighting Specchio. That gets boring.
Yeah, not to mention Specchio fights are every single one is the exact same thing, where you just like...
It is.
You're just wailing on him, he wails on you, you try to survive, and then you try to win those freaking tabs.
Okay, I'll say this much, and this is just if I really feel like dealing with this. I will show off Specchio's final form in its entirety if I feel like grinding to level 99 by the end of this LP. Depends on what level I am by the end of this LP. If I'm like level 75 or so, what the hell, I'll grind to level 99.
I don't know. I remember even with the DS version of Chrono Trigger, it was not a pain in the ass, it was just tedious just to get to max level.
I can use New Game Plus to get to level 99 if I really want to.
I know, but then you'd still just be getting the same experience, just lesser, with less impact until the end game.
I'm just saying, if I get to the point where I can grind to show off Specchio's final form, I will show him off, because I didn't show it off in my original LP either.
Not to mention, even in the DS version, there are spots where you could grind to 99 easily, but it was still tedious.
Yeah. Before we end this part, did they add an extra form for Specchio in the DS version, or no?
Nah, it's the same ones.
Okay. Because I know they add an extra final boss that ties into Chrono Cross more, but that was it.